Alright, welcome to the channel. This is just going to be an introduction video. I'm just going to be talking about the type of content I want to make and what I will be making. Plus, I'm going to cover a little bit of the presidential popularity in the next election, what the polls say, and also what I think. So the channel's going to be, it's going to be a little bit of news. It's going to be a little bit of just talking about what's going on, some of the mainstream topics, but as well as topics that I'm able to find, just stories I can cover that I find on the internet. I also want to do some gaming content. I have some stuff set up on my PlayStation. I did get the PlayStation camera, but I wasn't aware that you have to stream to use it. So Twitch streams and YouTube streams, I'll be doing gaming on that. And then just some fun skits if I can find anything. But mostly I wanna focus on news because I think the younger generation should try to, get more involved in the conversation, because if you think about it, we're gonna be the next generation of voters, next generation of politicians. We are the future, so it's important to talk about it. Now, I'm not an expert on issues, but I still want to hear what other people have to say. What I want to be able to look back on this channel at what I've said versus what I think in the future, because my beliefs they've always changed, right? When I was young, I believed in different things that I believe in now, and I think everyone is kind of like that. Your belief process, it evolves over time, so that'll be interesting to see how things change, as well as how the world changes. Looking back, you look back at the world, how it was, how it is now, it's always changing. So on to the presidential popularity. I'm going to be focusing on three people: Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and DeSantis. That's who I've been hearing the most talk about. First, I'm going to read off some polls for you, and then I'm going to give my little spin on it, what I think about the people. So I can't remember it off the top of my head. I have to look at it. So these polls were as of last month. They're as of May. So this is... Alright, I think this one is interesting. So this is covering Joe Biden, right? Now, listen, he's obviously, I want to be nice about it, but he's obviously senile, right? I know it, Democratic voters know it, Republicans know it. Joe Biden is senile. Me personally, I don't think he should run again. And here's the polls about Joe Biden running again. So, and one of these is very interesting, and I'll tell you why in just a sec. So Gallup, poll from Gallup, approve 39%, disapproves 57%. This is the Fox News poll, 36% approve, 64% disapprove. CNN, 40% approve, 60% disapprove of him running again. So that last one is very interesting, and the reason is that's a CNN poll. That's Joe Biden's base. That's probably a lot of the people who originally voted for him in the first place. And I think the reason that he won the last election is because he hid in the basement. I'm not gonna get into too much of the rigged election thing. I need concrete evidence to believe that. I can still see why people will say that though, because look at Trump and look at just the way he talks, the way he campaigns, and then look at Biden. But Trump probably would have definitely won the election if he copied Joe Biden's strategy. We just shut up, stay in the basement. Dogs are barking. Okay, I'm back. I don't know how badly the audio is gonna be because of that. But I think where I left off, so we have Trump versus DeSantis. I'm not too diehard for either of them. DeSantis, I will say, is definitely more, or less, I'm sorry. He's less unhinged than Trump. Trump, he kind of just says whatever he thinks, and sometimes it backfires on him, and sometimes it, people will say, oh, well, at least he's saying what he thinks, which is a good thing. Even if you disagree with what a politician says, as long as they're being honest about what they say, I see that as a good thing, because then if you do disagree with them, you'll know, and even if you agree with them, you know that they're going to try to do what they say they're going to try to do. But DeSantis, he's been passing some policies that is kind of unpopular with the American people. Not everyone, but quite a bit. Like, for instance, he signed the Heartbeat Protection Act, which after like 5 or 6 weeks after you conceal a child, you can't get an abortion. There's exceptions to rape and health to the baby and the mother, but even some of the pro-life people will say that's a little extreme. He also signed a bill to make it so you don't need a concealed carry permit to, conceal carry with the gun in Florida. And he's been pretty tough on immigration. There's this whole thing going on about, now, you get caught if you're a business paying people off the books, which Florida has a lot of farmers, it has a lot of construction workers, so they're going to be impacted for sure. I have mixed feelings about that because I want the people who are here to be documented, but at the same time, it does provide a lot of cheap labor for us, and the people who are coming here legally, a lot of them are just trying to get a better life. They're trying to get out of where they came from and just come here and work. And those people I don't mind, but I still think there's a reason that, you should come here legally, you should be on the books, and pay your taxes. So I don't really have favorability for any of these guys. I mean, I'm interested to know what other people think. I still don't know who I think will win the election, but I think anyone who runs against Biden, it should be an obvious layup. But I don't know that, I really don't, because all of the candidates, just whether it's DeSantis with his policies or Trump with his rhetoric, they all have things that are very unpopular with the people. You got Joe Biden, doesn't know where he is. So I think the next election will be pretty interesting. I kind of hope Joe Biden doesn't run, but from what I know, he plans on it. And yeah, we'll cover more of this in the future. We'll cover stuff, just stories and stuff that's going on with our politicians. And also, I want to cover lots of policy. A lot of times we just see in the news, they talk about something a politician said. They never talk about what they did. Vibes-based politics, it's become a little too widespread. Everyone's just too involved in the culture war and is not looking at actual tangible policy, which is something I hope we can focus on. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.